Yo, what is great, everybody? We are back with another J Mars X podcast. And today, we have a lot of deep videos. Mr. Lucario and Miles went in on these videos. So, we're going to go over it.
Hey, I'm only free Friday. Can we get together Friday? No, we can't get together Friday because I got plans. So I'll see you next week. So you're only seeing her next week because you definitely have plans Friday with the consistent woman. Now, if you don't have nothing going on, you can see the new chick Friday. But
So, boom. What you always want to do is you always want to, you know, allow a woman to that is more consistent with, keep her days there, and don't bring in the new woman that's trying to be consistent with you. Don't replace her day with a consistent one. That's facts.
the problem is that most guys, what they do is
That's true.
they disregard the consistent woman. You understand? So they'll be like, so let's say they have, like you said, let's say you have two girls that you've been seeing consistently, and one you're supposed to see Tuesday, one you're supposed to see Thursday. And what they'll do is that the new girl come in, and the new girl's like, oh, I'm only free Tuesday and Thursday or whatever the fuck it is. And then you're like, shit. Okay, well let me bump Tuesday girl and put the new girl in. That's where they fucking up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's true. And then like they bumping the new girl over, and then like they already set the plan.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And even what you said, when you said plans, you have to follow through. So you're definitely right. You know what I'm saying? I was just more talking about like a premise of back then. I only made time on Fridays and Saturdays.
Right.
If I only did that with these chicks or whatever, that's the same thing what you were saying. I'll be bumping this chick to the next Saturday when this is her Saturday.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or there'll be some times where if I had enough energy, I fuck with two girls in one day. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you got the energy to do that, but as what you said, never change plans for a new chick. Keep the consistent chicks on top. So
Exactly.
thank you so much for the opportunity, Mr. Lucario.
Yes,
That's
sir.
true.
Appreciate the call, my brother.
Never switch it up. Keep the consistent woman in your life on top. You know, she had the rightful position because she was consistent. So she deserves it. She worked for it. I could agree 100,000% for this.
Yeah, man, and that's what it is, man. I'm telling you guys, you got to make sure that you're doing this because, see, again, this is exactly why you hear a lot of women, right, will say shit like, oh, I can't find a good man. You know why women can't find a good man? It's because they hop from this guy to this guy, and they disregard the consistency from the first guy. You understand?
Isn't in the Red Pill community they call this monkey branching? But this is what happened when you it's like the people that want to start up businesses or start up new things in their life, but they don't stay consistent to it when the going gets tough. They just want to hurry and switch. So they never see growth that they truly love because they haven't been consistent in something that they should be consistent in. Because for anything in life to really see the best benefits out of it, you got to be consistent. You got to go through the process. It takes time. So if a woman don't want to take time and be consistent with you, she's not understanding how the process of life is to get the best things of life. It takes time. It's not going to be just a whoop, one day, nope. Whoop, 1 month, 3 months, nope. 1 year to 3, to be honest.
You know what I'm saying? So they'll be in a situation where in the dating phase where they have a guy who's being consistent. And a lot of times what happens is they'll be with a dude who, let's say for example, they may not necessarily be all the way into him. They're like, okay, he's cool. And then if they meet another guy who they're just excited about in the moment, and then they jump from the cool guy to this guy. But the new guy, in a lot of cases, don't give a shit. Your new guy hasn't shown her consistency, but she'll just jump to it. You understand? So she'll start flaking on the old guy. She'll start, telling the other guy, hey, I can't this week and all this other stuff for the new guy. And then what happens is that the new guy shits on her, and then she wants to go back to the consistent guy. But a lot of times it's too late.
See? You see what they do? They do this to themselves, and men do it also. But we talking about women in this specific moment. They do it to themselves. You end up switching up on the consistent man in your life for a man that you got excited with. You was thinking between your legs. And that's why you forfeited a great man in your life that was consistent for a man that you got excited for because you horny. Because you can't control your lust. I thought niggas couldn't just control their dick or their head. But it's women, they can control they cat. They see cat. Let's get it.
Right? Sometimes a woman might even be dealing with a guy she's into. He's consistent. and then she meets another guy she's into, right? But for whatever reason, she likes the new guy a little bit more. You understand what I'm saying? She likes the new guy a little bit more for whatever reason. Let's say it could be anything. Like he's a little bit taller. I don't know. He's a little bit more, I don't know, assertive, whatever the fuck it is, right? But the problem is, and this is the thing, there's no problem with her dating him. The problem is that when she disregards the other guy.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so a lot of times what happens is people just jump into a new situation because of excitement, and especially because of the excitement of, you know, the newness. You understand? So a lot of people get caught up in newness. They get caught up in the excitement of newness, right? Because when something's new, right, you don't really, it's unpredictable. You're not really sure where it's gonna go.
That's true.
Right? And part of that is exciting. It's the excitement of, you know, that sexual tension when it's new.
Yep.
Right?
It
but
is.
The problem is that people mistake
Yep.
that newness for something better.
Wow.
Right?
That's deep. That's
people
deep.
mistake newness for something better.
Wow.
So what happens is that when you're in a relationship with someone, the longer it goes, right, the more familiar you are with the situation, the more that you can get into a sort of routine, right? And then so what happens is that even certain things you may not necessarily like or prefer are very visible to you, right? So now, when you meet somebody new, you know, there's the excitement because there's no routine at this point, right? There's no, you don't know what is going to happen. You don't really know about them. All you're feeling in the moment is the excitement of possibility. But people mistake that for it being better. So like you be in a situation, a person be in a situation with someone that's being consistent with them, and then they meet somebody new, and they're like, oh, this must be better because it feels more exciting right now. But the excitement that you're feeling is just the newness.
Don't
You
get
understand what I'm saying?
see. Don't get confused with that excitement and that newness to make you jump ship and throw your whole ass relationship away. The grass is never greener. When you do things like that, you shouldn't go about it like that. And it's disrespectful to put another woman above a consistent woman. That's why it's disrespectful for a woman to put an inconsistent man who hasn't proven himself over a man that has already been consistent in her life. That's stupid.
And then so you essentially fuck up a substantial situation for newness.
Yep. See?
Nonsense.
Something a lot of people do.
Nonsense. Again, there's nothing wrong with indulging in the newness if you're dating and doing what you do. The problem is that when you mistake newness for something being better or more substantial, that's when you fuck up.
A lot of people get so infatuated with the newness, that feeling. I shit will have their ass in love with the fact that it's new and, oh, I haven't felt this feeling in a while. Yeah, because you haven't felt a new man in a while. You haven't felt a new woman in a while. But once you get accustomed, things will change. It won't feel like that. But let's go. Miles popped on.
That the more he understands about the reality of the game and of life, you start to realize how we're all connected, but we're not at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what's happening to you, Kohler, is that you're finally, this kind of like in the Matrix, once again with the Matrix analogies, you're finally using your eyes for the first time, bro. There's a certain amount of pain that comes with understanding. There's a certain amount of isolation that comes with the fact that you realize a bunch of shit, and you looking out across social media, you looking out across society, and you seeing these motherfuckers stuck in their feelings, trying to seek validation, acting like stupid bitch ass niggas, and you're like, God damn, the more I understand this, the more I realize I'm alone.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and I feel that shit so.
Listen to me, and I told somebody this on my live this morning. The only place, especially for a man, the only place of sanctuary is right here. Right here in your fucking brain, my nigga.
Right.
That only place of sanctuary, homie. You can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to realize that you're different from every other motherfucker.
Right.
Mm.
You understand? You have to celebrate, and you have to celebrate. You have to celebrate your difference.
Right.
You have to be grateful for the fact that you're different. Like I said this to Lucario the other day. I said, Lucario, ain't you glad that you're you?
Exactly.
Because caller, although you might, and I'll get into the lonely thing because I gotta make a small nuance correction on that. But the only reason why you feel lonely, caller, is because you're starting to truly realize how different you actually are. But that's your superpower.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's deep. That is your superpower, your difference, your identity. That's why I be telling y'all, crack open that Bible and learn who you really truly are, and all the other answers will be open up.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is exactly what's supposed to make you feel comfortable, not uncomfortable.
This shit heavy.
Bro, it's a fucking transition, bro. It's a transition. I'm telling you, it's a transition. And here's what I mean when I meant to say that I wanted to correct the loneliness. You feel lonely. You feel lonely because your emotions is telling you that you're lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Who is God playing cards with?
Mm-hmm. Himself.
Yeah.
Think about God in heaven looking down at the world. Who's on his level?
Nobody.
He's God, nigga. So him being alone is what being God means.
Mm-hmm. And see when you get even deeper into it, when you really woke, that's when you realize that you are God. See, and this is what people don't understand. So the reason why, this is what you got to understand, right? Every person, every persona is God, right? I always use this example. Let's say I take a
Now, what y'all think about this? I'm gonna say what I have to say after he finishes his point, but listen.
a t-shirt and I ball it up. I ball up the t-shirt, right? And I dump the t-shirt in black fucking paint. And I throw the t-shirt to a white wall. What you're gonna see is a big splatter of black paint everywhere, right? Now the black paint represents God, right? When I throw the paint to the wall, all the little splatters, let's say there's 100 little splatters. All those little splatters is you, me, this person, that tree, this dog, that cat. It's all coming from God. So it's essentially it's all God pretending to be a person. You know what I'm saying? So God basically is on earth is us pretending to be people, to be personas, to be egos. So now what happens is to wake up means that you have awoken and realized, oh shit, I've been playing a game with myself. I realize I'm God. The reason why you feel alone is because the rest of the people are still sleeping.
Yes, sir.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's why when you're God, it's hard for you to do fucked up things to other people because it's like I'm trying to do something fucked up to myself. You're asleep and you don't know that you're God. You end up doing fucked up shit to people because you believe the other person is separate from you. But when you realize that we're all connected and we're all God, how can I fuck with you and fuck you up and hate you when you're me?
Facts.
We're all the same shit. We're all the same paint. This is what we try to tell you when we talk about being awake. Being woke is you realizing that you're God, and then when you meet these other people who are still asleep, right? It's almost funny to you because you're like, man, you're so deep in sleep that you think that you're Bob Smith that lives in Washington, D.C. You think that's really you. You're playing the part so well. Right, that's what
makes my interactions feel so.
Okay, so let me react to that. So, like, personally, I would say that we are of God, but we are not God, of course, because obviously if we were, we could do more, but we have God-like abilities. But I will say the major thing to access these things is to crack open that Bible and to actually believe through Christ, because we already know the only way to get through to the Father, which is God, who they speaking on. What did Christ say? I am the way and the truth, I am the life, and the only way that gets to the Father is through him. So really, although God created everything in this earth, remember he stated he created evil also. So not everybody is righteous though. Just because God created everything doesn't mean everybody is righteous. So I would say we have God-like abilities and we have God in us when we accept his son for what he did and allow the Spirit of God to flow in us and dwell. Yes, but other than that, it's hard to really say that you are like God when you don't believe in Christ. Like, for real. I'm just keeping a band.
Oh, fucking, like, even with the therapist, like when I heard it, I was like, what? And I'm like, you of all people, you a nigga that I go to, and I was just like, yo, what the F? It was like,
See, the caller, he need to stop going to a man and go to God, Christ. That's what it says. Go to Father, Christ, the husband and wife, man, woman. Man is supposed to go to Christ. Christ goes to the Lord.
And Steve fucking calls them out 5 seconds after they get on the fucking phone. It's gonna be like that. Feel the way you do is because you understand the connection.
Exactly. While others don't because they're asleep. And so like shit. Why am I dealing with all these zombies? And it's like you have to sort of in a sense have patience because you understand something they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you just understand like,
That's
okay,
big.
I get that I'm talking to a zombie. I get that I'm talking to somebody who's asleep. I get that I'm dealing with people who are asleep, who aren't woke. So this is just the interaction and just what it's going to be. But the thing is, I have love for you though, because I understand. You see what I'm saying? See, when you're at a certain different level of understanding, right? You have a different level. See, and this is why, you know, they say that God loves, right? Because it's the understanding that it's only one thing, and this is why.
And remember, God is love, and that's what he stated. So that's what I always tell people. Like, you know, you can't love nobody if you don't got God in you. You can't love anyone if you don't have God in you at all. It's not. If you think it's love, that's not love.
Talk about self-love. When you love yourself, you understand? It's the understanding, right? That you are all that is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so there's nothing to do but love yourself.
And caller, see the level of understanding that you're at is like I said, it's a great power. And what do we know about power? With great power comes great what?
Comes great responsibility.
Exactly, bro. So that's why you gotta love as God does. So even though you talking to a zombie, you still looking at them like, okay, well, I understand where you're at because I used to be there.
Exactly.
I understand the fact that you're still plugged into the fucking matrix. I understand that you've never used your eyes before.
Yep, you gotta be very patient with people, and you gotta learn how to just be humble with them, because you know people don't know, they sleep, they programmed. And that's what I wanted to review over that specific part on this podcast, because when you look at it, people are very lost, and what they said is needed, because you cannot go around as much. Excuse me, I just yawned. You cannot go around judging and like putting people down when that's not our job. So our job is to actually give them that information, and if they can't receive it at the moment, it's not their time. It's not for them right now. So they preach some good message, but like I said, you know, this definitely what could I say? You have to be doing things through Christ to really find the real God in you.